Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Devlina. I speak about plants and plant care. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. So today I'll show you some of my plants that I recently purchased, and just a spoiler alert, most of these are Hoyas. So if you're a Hoya head, please watch this video till the end. So let's get started. So the first plant that I'm going to show you is a Hoya. And this is the very first Hoya that I purchased for myself maybe a couple of months back. Before that, I was not really into Hoyas because I felt that Hoyas are not that exciting as anthuriums and other types of aroids. But when I came across this one, I couldn't hold myself back because of the variegation, and I love variegated plants. Thank God I purchased it because now I know what Hoyas really are and why some people are crazy about them. So the first plant is this Hoya Suzie Q or Hoya crinkle 8 variegated. The leaves of this one are really thick like cardboard, and I really love how sturdy they feel when I touch them. So it was pretty much the same size when I purchased it, but recently I just got these two new leaves, and I would say it has given me growth within a very short span of time compared to how slow Hoyas grow. I really love this one, which has a half moon variegation. So one side is almost white and the other is green. So overall, this is a very sturdy plant. Although this is my first Hoya, touch wood, I never struggled with it. This is currently growing in a very airy potting mix of charcoal, perlite, cocoa chips, vermicompost and cocoa peat, and that is the standard potting mix that I use for most of my Hoyas. So yeah, if you're a beginner with Hoyas and you want something exciting and not just the pubic calyx and all those stuff, then you can go for this one. This is a very good Hoya to grow at your home. The next one that I'm going to show you is a wishlist plant. I wanted this for a very long time, and even a few months back this was a very sought after plant in the Indian market. So this is the Scindapsus pictus exotica. I love this plant because of its variegation, the silver colored variegation on these leaves, and how these leaves appear so flat and big. So I got this plant as a cutting. It had 3 leaves and I recently got this one. It's currently growing in my balcony and it's doing great there. This is also potted in a very airy potting mix composed of rice husk, perlite, a little bit of charcoal, and there are some other things as well. So I got this for a very decent price, and I'm really happy that I finally could get my hands on this one. So the third one is also a wishlist plant. So when I started actively searching for Hoyas, I came across this one, which is my Hoya Macrophylla Albomarginata. This is a gorgeous plant, and I don't believe that I have got it for such a great price from a Facebook seller. Again, this one has very cardboard like thick leaves, a little softer than the Suzie Q one, but these are also quite thick. This one is also growing in a very airy potting mix, the same as my other Hoyas are growing, and I really love this plant. So yeah. So if you have watched this video till now, that means you're enjoying it. So please make sure to leave a like for this video. It really helps me. So the next plant that I'm going to talk about is a random purchase, because I never saw this plant before, because nobody seems to speak about this. Although it's readily available, but nobody is quite aware of it because nobody speaks about this one in their YouTube channel, or it doesn't appear anywhere like in Pinterest or Instagram. So this is the Cassava plant, or the Manihot esculenta. It's got this beautiful finger-like leaves in green and cream yellowish color, and the stems have this beautiful reddish color. So I struggled a bit with this plant because when I got it home, it started dropping leaves like crazy. So these leaves are very thin and sensitive, I would say. I don't know what's the correct term in this case, but these leaves started drying up and they started becoming crispy. Although I was watering the plant, I couldn't really understand what was growing wrong. So although the plant was dropping leaves and the leaves were drying, I was really hopeful because I could see some new leaves coming up. So I could understand that the plant was just trying to get accustomed to the new environment, and that is when I started watering it a little sparingly and I placed it in my balcony because this is a plant which appreciates a little bit of bright light, although not direct sunlight maybe. And from then on I started noticing change in this one, and currently I am getting quite a bit of growth. So all these leaves that you see at the top, these are all the new leaves. So I would urge you to buy this plant whenever you see it. It's a gorgeous plant and quite easy as well. Just give it a little bit of time to get accustomed and it should be happy. Okay, the next one is also a wish list plant. This is the watermelon Dischidia or the Dischidia ovata. Now I love this plant for its striking foliage. It has beautiful watermelon like stripes on the leaves, if you can see it from here. So when I got this plant, it had these two vines and small ones on the other side, and all these growth that you see here, these are the new growth that I got after I got it. This plant can get sun stressed and it looks really very pretty when it does that, because these green leaves turn into a purplish red color and that looks stunning. These two new leaves have that slightly pinkish coloration, so I'm really hopeful that the entire plant gets unstressed and I can share it with you guys. So yeah, this is also a beautiful hanging plant and you can get this for yourself. It's quite easy as well. So I think I'm just left with the last two, and these two are very exciting. Again, when I started purchasing Hoyas, I really wanted this one for a very long time and I finally got my hands on it. So this is the Hoya Obscura Sunrise. Now I love this plant because it can get sun stressed and the leaves turn into a deep maroon color. So I've placed it in my balcony. It receives a good amount of morning sunlight, but I think that is not sufficient for it to develop that pigmentation. I am going to try some other ways to retain that color. So the last plant that I am going to show you is a peperomia that I have been wanting for a very long time, like the longest time, and I couldn't get hold of it. So when I finally got it with a Facebook seller, I immediately grabbed it. This is the Peperomia Quadrangularis. So this is one of my most favorite peperomias and I love it for its foliage. Everybody does that because peperomias don't have very attractive bloom. So the leaves of this plant are quite hard, cardboard like, and very succulent like as well. So that tells me that it can hold a lot of water. So I am being very careful when I water this, and I water it maybe within a gap of just 2 to 3 days. It's sitting in a spot where it receives quite a bit of filtered light and I think it's enjoying it. So that's all for today guys. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. Until next time, stay safe and stay happy. Bye.